The prosecution calls rebuttal witnesses to the stand today in the trial of the man charged with killing American sniper Chris Kyle. I'm Ric Blackwell. This is your Newsmax Now update. Defense lawyers for Eddie Ray Routh rested their case yesterday, but first they put a psychiatrist on the stand. He said the former Marine suffered from paranoid schizophrenia and showed signs that he could not be faked. Now, the defense says he's not guilty by reason of insanity. U.S. and U.S.-led forces launch a new wave of airstrikes against ISIS today. The new Central Air Assault comes as U.S. Central Command lays out a new plan to push ISIS out of the Iraqi city of Mosul. Now, some 2,000 Islamic militants have held the northern city since last summer. Now plans are reportedly in the works for thousands of Iraqi and Kurdish troops to go on the offensive this spring. The U.S. military will help train the force, which could grow to about 25,000 troops. Over in Europe, Germany and France warn Russia to observe the Minsk peace agreement in Ukraine. French President François Hollande says any country that violates the agreement will face sanctions. Meanwhile, Germany's Angela Merkel says her country is considering new sanctions against Moscow. But the warning won't stop the Russian-backed rebels. Today, they're celebrating the fact that they took over yet another town in eastern Ukraine. Kiev believes Russia is sending more tanks and weapons into the region. U.S. health officials knew that contaminated medical equipment posed a deadly threat to hospital patients, and the FDA failed to fix the problem. The news comes after the spread of a so-called superbug at the UCLA hospital. Officials there say the scopes were cleaned properly, but were still tainted with the drug-resistant bacteria.
Because of the complexity of these scopes, which is necessary for the life-saving procedures that are performed with these scopes, they are very, very difficult to clean.
Nearly 200 patients at UCLA's Ronald Reagan Medical Center may have been exposed. There are 7 confirmed cases of infection, and 2 people may have died as a result. Back here in the U.S., a new blast of frigid air continues to grip much of the country, including Washington, D.C. Sub-zero temperatures have brought the coldest day to D.C. since 1896. Some people say they feel like they're living in the tundra.
I got my polar jacket out. You know, I don't usually wear this because it's big and bulky, take up too much room on the metro. But you know, sometimes you just need that.
The National Weather Service predicts the bitter cold will continue. And despite the weather, Major League Baseball is preparing for the new season. Officials announced today that stadiums are going to post clocks to start timing pitching changes in between inning breaks, trying to move the game a little faster. That's a look at your Newsmax Now update. I'm Ric Blackwell.